Okay, this video we're going to be adding and subtracting our rational expressions or our fractions with variables in them. Okay, so when we're adding and subtracting fractions in general, you have to remember you have a common denominator, which means the bottoms have to be the same. Okay, so in this situation, the common denominator is 5, so we could go ahead and subtract it. 4 minus 2 gives me 2, and then you share that bottom. Anytime you are adding and subtracting fractions, they share that bottom. The bottom does not disappear. Okay, so my next one, I could get them both to be 15, so I'd be multiplying this one by 5 over 5, and I'd be multiplying this one by a form of 1, so 3 over 3. So I would get 27 over 15 minus 20 over 15. If I subtracted, I would get 7 over 15. Okay, so we're multiplying by a form of 1 on top and bottom so that we get that common bottom. Okay, really, I just need to multiply this one by 2 over 2 to get that shared 6. When I added, I could get 9 over 6. They're both divisible by 3, so I could get 3 over 2 as my answer. So they're sharing that common bottom. Okay, so first off, I always check to see what's missing. So it looks like my right side is missing b, so I'm going to be multiplying by b over b. So I've got 6 over ab plus 8b over ab, and now I can bring them together, so 6 plus 8b over AB, and then my last step is to check to see if I can factor or take a GCF out. So they both have a 2 in common, so if I divide my 6 and my 8 by 2, I would get 3 plus 4B, and then make sure you don't lose that GCF over AB. Okay, my next one, looks like we can get them both to be, they share the V in the bottom, we can get them both to be 12. So if I want to multiply by 2 over 2 here, and by 3 over 3 here, I would get 10 over 12v plus 21 over 12v. 10 plus 21 would get me 31, and then I can't simplify 31 and 12. Okay, subtraction. What I want to do with subtraction is I'm going to push that negative up. So I'm going to make this a plus sign. I'm going to bump that negative up. I'm going to make this a plus sign, and I'm going to bump that negative up to make it a little bit easier. So it looks like I can get all the bottoms to get to be 20. So this one I would have to multiply by 5 over 5. This one I'd have to multiply by 4 over 4. And this one I'd have to multiply by 10 over 10 to get that bottom what I want it to be. So it would become a 15 over 20x plus a negative 8 over 20x. Plus a negative 10 over 20x. Okay, so 15 minus 8 minus 10 is going to get me a negative 3 over 20x. Sharing that common bottom. Oops, it's a positive 3. Oot. Positive 3. Alright, my next one here. If you don't know what number to get them to be, if you multiplied all 3 together, that will tell you what your common denominator is going to be. So in this situation, it's going to be 90. So I'm going to bump this negative up. I'm going to bump this negative up. Get them all to be 90, I'd have to multiply this by 10. And he is also missing the x that the others share. So I'm going to multiply by 10x. Okay, my next one I need to multiply by 45. And my last one I need to multiply by 18. So I would get 110x over 90x plus a negative 315 over 90x plus a negative 108 over 90x. Okay, once you have them all being common denominators, you could think of it as a big fraction bar. So really I can combine this negative 108 and this negative 315 and get a negative 423 over 90x. I cannot cancel my x's because of that subtraction that's occurring. Alright, my next one, I'm going to bump him up to the top. Okay, I need to simplify to see what I actually share in the bottom. So it looks like I got a GCF of 3, so I'm going to take that 3 out, and it's going to become an x plus 2. I got a plus negative x over, multiplies to 4, adds to 4, I've got an x plus 2, x plus 2. So it looks like they're sharing that 1x plus 2. So I'm going to write the one that they share. Come on. They also need the 3, and the left side's missing the other x plus 2. Okay, so he's missing the second x plus 2 set, and this one's just missing my 3. Okay, so I'm going to have to distribute that 2. So I'm going to get a 2, distribute that 2. So I'm going to get a 2x plus 4. And then negative x times 3 is just going to give me a negative 3x. 2x minus 3x will give me a negative x. And then you could write this as x plus 2 squared if you wanted to. And then remember, I want to check to make sure I can't cancel anything. So I'm going to take that negative out, let him sit on the front, and see if this x plus 4 will cancel with anything. And it doesn't look like it's the exact same on top and bottom, so we're going to leave it like it is. Okay, my next one, we're going to do a plus, bump it up. So multiplies the negative 9, adds to 0, is going to be a negative 3, positive 3. So they're both sharing y plus 3. I need my left side to get y minus 3. So they will both share that in the bottom. So when I distribute, I'll get y squared minus 3y. And now I can bring the other fraction in since they're sharing that common denominator. Okay, well, negative 3y plus negative 6y is negative 9y. And then we see if we can take a GCF out or factor. It looks like they share that y, so it'll become a y minus 9. That y sits on the outside. Y plus 3, y minus 3. There's nothing on the top and bottom that match, so we're just going to leave it like it is. Okay, plus sign, we're good. We don't need to move anything. Multiplies to negative 28, adds to negative 3. It is going to be negative 7 and 4. I got a GCF on my next one, which is a 2, so we're going to let that 2 sit on the outside. So they're sharing the x minus 7. This one is missing the 2, so we need a 2 in here, and then this one is missing my x plus 4. So x plus 4. So I got 10 on my left side of my fraction. When I distribute this, I should get 7x plus 28. Combined like terms, I get 38. And I can't pull a GCF out or factor anymore to see if it cancels. My next one here multiplies to negative 28, adds to negative 3. It is negative 7 and 4 again. I got a GCF on my other side of a 3, so I'm going to pull him out. They share that x plus 4. This one's missing 3. This one's missing x minus 7. So my bottom is going to have that 3, the x minus 7, the x plus 4. 4 times 3 gets me 12, plus I distribute, so I get 3x minus 21, which will get me a 3x minus 9. And then I see if there's anything else I can do on the top. It looks like it has a GCF of 3. So we're going to take him out. And they share that 3. And now it's in multiplication mode, so we can cancel. So I got x minus 3 left on top. I got x minus 7, x plus 4 left in the bottom. All right, we're going to bump this negative up. You got to make sure you bump it up to both things so it becomes a negative x and a negative 2. Multiplies a negative 8, adds to 2. Positive 4, negative 2. So plus a negative x minus 2. Multiplies a negative 16, adds to 0 is going to be 4 and negative 4. So they're sharing that x plus 4. My left side here is missing x minus 4. My right side here is missing x minus 2. So I need to write in my x minus 4 and my x minus 2. And then we got some foiling going on. So if you FOIL that top, you should be getting x squared minus 8x plus 16. Foiling this other side, we would get a negative x squared, a plus 2x, a minus 2x, and a plus 4. So a negative x squared plus 4. So my x squareds would cancel in this. So I combine my other like terms. I got negative 8x plus 20 over that x plus 4, x minus 4, x minus 2. They got a GCF of negative 4, so let's take him out. Take out the negative, so it becomes a positive 2x plus 5, so nothing's going to cancel. I just got to make sure my bottom is written in there. Nothing matches on top and bottom, so that is my final answer. Okay, we're going to bump my negative up, so plus negative, multiplies to 6, adds to 5, x plus 3, x plus 2. Multiplies to 4, adds to 4, x plus 2, x plus 2. So they're sharing at x plus 2. The left side's going to need another x plus 2. My right side's going to need an x plus 3. So when I distribute, I get x squared plus 2x and a negative 2x minus 6. So I got x squared minus 6 over x plus 2. I'm going to write it as a squared since there's two of them. And x plus 3. Okay, nothing multiplies to negative 6 and adds to 0, so we can't cancel anything else there. Okay, my next set, let's just put them all over 1 to make it a little bit easier. So they're all missing y minus 1 in the bottom. So this I'm going to multiply by y minus 1. This I'm going to multiply by y minus 1. So I'm going to get y squared minus y. This is distributing a negative 1. So negative y plus 1, because negative 1 times negative 1 is a positive 1. And I still got this plus 1 back here. So I'm going to get y squared minus 2y plus 2. This one we could factor because I got y squared y in a number. So multiplies to 2, adds to negative 2. There isn't anything, so we're just going to leave it like that. My y's cannot cancel because they're being added and subtracted. Okay, my next one here, we're going to put them over 1s. Multiply by 3x plus 1 and 3x plus 1 because that's what they're missing. So I'm going to get 9x squared plus 3x plus 1, because when you distribute 1 it doesn't change anything, and I still got that minus 2x back there. So I'm going to get 9x squared, 3x plus 3x gets me 6x, minus 2x gets me 4x, plus 1 over 3x plus 1. Let's just double check to make sure we can't factor this. So if I send that 9 back, is there anything that multiplies to 9 and adds to 4? There isn't anything, so we're just going to leave it like this. There's also no GCF to take out. Okay, we're going to bump this negative, bump, bump. Looks like we got a 4 in common up here, so I'm going to take a 4 out and get 2x minus 3. Okay, my 2x squared plus 7x minus 15. We're sending that 2 back. I get x squared plus 7x minus 30. Multiplies the negative 30, adds to 7 is going to be 10 and negative 3. I make sure I divide by that 2, so I get x plus 5, 2x minus 3. So that's what I'm replacing that bottom with there, is x plus 5, 2x minus 3, plus a negative 7 over x plus 5. Okay, the cheat in this is the fact that I have the same thing on top and bottom I can cancel. Okay, so once those are gone, I have common denominators. All I have to do is add 4 and negative 7 to get negative 3. So you can cancel in those situations when it's the same on top and bottom. And it makes your problem a little bit easier. Okay, my next one here, multiplies the negative 8, adds to 2, is 4 and negative 2. Multiplies to 16, adds to 8 is going to be 4 and 4. So they share the 4. He's missing my other x plus 4, and he's missing my other x minus 2. So there are 2x plus 4s and an x minus 2 left. So I'm going to get 2x plus 8 when I distribute him. Distributing 1 isn't going to change anything, so I get a 3x plus 6. Squared. Take that GCF of 3 out, so I get an x plus 2. And we still don't have anything that's the same on top and bottom that we would be able to cancel. Alright, last set here. Multiplies the negative 9, adds to 0. So I got 1 over y minus 3 plus 6 over. It's going to be a positive 3 and a negative 3. So they're sharing that negative. And I need a y plus 3 over here. So when I multiply that 1, I'm just going to get y plus 3. I got plus 6 still left. So y plus 9 over y minus 3, y plus 3. There's no GCF, and I cannot factor anymore. So that is my final answer. My last one here, I'm going to make a plus minus. Okay, they actually share that common denominator. So all I have to do is add my top. So 2 plus negative 5 will get me a negative 3. And then I can write that bottom back in here.